everybody. Welcome back to G&G, the place to be for everything that's not
D&D.
I'm Eliza.
And I'm Jonathan.
And I'm so excited that you're here with us today because we are going to be talking about Alien.
At the tabletop, no one can hear you scream.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. That's lame sound effect. Get some better ones. I don't know, something like that. Okay, all right. If you're enjoying this, please click that like button. That's the only way you're going to get to see more of this content. That's actually not true, but we really appreciate it if you click that button because, you know, we need the positive reinforcement is what we do. Is it positive?
And as always, please subscribe because we will be doing this on the regular, and I'm very excited about all the things that are going to be coming. So subscribe so that when we do get to your favorite game, you see it, and don't forget to turn on the bell for notifications so that you're immediately alerted every time that we post.
If you really like our stuff, why don't you head over to our Patreon? We'll have links in the description below. You can absolutely support us there or just stop by and say hello. If you do subscribe, there are plenty of benefits, including maybe seeing this a little bit earlier, some of our other content, seeing our blooper reels, because I have to tell you, there's a lot.
We're only human.
Yeah, there's a lot. So yeah, let's just
let's go, baddies.
Yeah.
All right, Jonathan, will you please tell us about Alien? Because I don't know a ton about the history because I got into that later, so please enlighten me.
I could go on and go on. Alien is a movie, now I can't remember the year, but it's a Ridley Scott movie starring Sigourney Weaver. Did amazing at the box office, pretty much launched Sigourney Weaver's career. Did very well, had H.R. Geiger. He's actually the person that designed the Xenomorph. But specifically, I think you're actually talking about the game. Alien was published, I believe it was in, what do my notes say? Cheat real quick. 2019. It has actually been nominated for 3 Ennies.
That's when it came out. I didn't realize it was that recent.
Yeah, no. Oh, this is actually very recent.
Wow.
Fun product. The starter set actually was not the first thing to come out. It was the core book, and I believe they had Chariot of the Gods, which I had already purchased. So I had owned most of the products in this before I bought that. This is my copy here. As you'll see often, especially in our early episodes, that all of this is my stuff. So yeah, I totally had this. But yeah, 3 Ennies. It's an amazing product. So I just cannot wait to get into it. I forgot, Eliza, have you played this yet?
Yes, I've actually had the pleasure of playing it twice. I haven't had the chance to GM it.
Gotcha.
Emphasis on yet because I absolutely want to, especially with the new edition coming out.
Oh, now I remember.
But
yes,
you ran it. I think it might have been my first short shot that I ever
Yeah, and that's
played.
also too the Roll20 product, the starter set or Roll20 virtual tabletops, anything like that is really good. Just with all the maps, translates well. That's when we hybrid it. We played it in person, but we had the computer up of Roll20.
Great addition. If you're looking to invest in just extra things, the Roll20 maps absolutely did add to the game experience, and it's great if you have a friend who can only play virtually. Wonderful for including them. But we should be talking about this box set here today. So we actually have a couple of categories. First one is setting. Second one is
art, your favorite. I can't believe you forgot about that one. Then we get a system playability, ease of use. There we go, and quality of the product.
Overall, yeah.
And we're gonna grade everything on a classic scale of A, B, C, D, F. We're gonna skip E. I don't know. Does anyone do they use E overseas?
They put E for excellent on your report card, but no one grades with E.
Really?
We just skip it.
Oh yeah. Okay. Anyway, regardless, that's gonna be our grading scale, and at the very end, we're gonna have our final thoughts for the plus and minus. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, all right, so opening thoughts before we really dive deep. This is overall, I think I've already said all this, it's an amazing product. It's everything you need to just get started. You buy this. The only thing I personally bought in addition to this, which I think I already had, was the GM screen. So that made running this a little bit easier for me, but if you don't have the GM screen, you don't need it. I just really liked it, but it's got everything that you need to have a great time with your friends, and really, as long as you're willing to play up the horror movie. Any opening thoughts?
I will say immediately one of the reasons that I stan this box set and like the starter set as a whole.
Stan, is that?
Stan, yes.
It's because I'm old. I don't know what that means.
Okay. Hi, old. is because it's extremely new player and new GM friendly. I am a firm believer, as someone who's very recent to the space, that these larger franchises keep creating things that invite new players to the table, and especially new GMs. I think sometimes people are very scared to GM for their favorite games and franchises because there's just nothing available to really set you up to do a good job. And as a very new GM, if you don't feel like you do a good job, it can really deplete you. I think that this really gives you everything you need overall to immediately impress and immerse your table, get your friends involved, and let you as the GM have a good time. It cuts a lot of the intimidating prep work out of a lot of things. And we'll dive more into that as we go through the grading system. But overall, very new player and new GM friendly. I feel like there's a place for everybody at the table, and this really gives everyone a place.
Setting. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna take the reins here in setting. I'm giving it a B, and because to get an A, something's really gotta wow me. And in regards to just developing the setting, Alien is Alien, and if you have any understanding of pop culture, you know Alien, which is great. Actually, there's like a whole set of comic books and stuff that go into it, but I feel like you can just get into this product by watching the movies, even the bad ones, and especially the good ones. So yeah, so I give it a B because B, it's great work, it's quality, but it's Alien. Like all the work was kind of done for them. So, you know, it just doesn't get an A, but I still like it.
I agree. I also gave it a B because I feel while it is both a pro and a con, that it's already a very established, beloved franchise. It's not new. It's not something we've never seen before. But it's a classic that if you're trying to get someone who normally wouldn't be into tabletop RPGs, but they love something like this, you might be able to trick them. You might be able to
people
trick
go to haunted
them
houses all the time, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I think it's both a pro and a con, but I did also give it a B for that reason.
Yeah. All right, Eliza, why don't you go ahead and talk about your favorite topic, art.
I am so excited about this section. It is my favorite one to critique in every single book, game, etc. I love art. I think it's so important for really giving you an idea of what you're walking into in Alien, especially with the box set, but in general. They've done such a great job at taking something so simple, the silhouettes and the darkness with different variations of lighting, and it's so effective. It really drives home that you are alone in the dark and there is something out there and you've got to survive. And they have a real good consistency throughout every single book and throughout the maps. They have a great color scheme that's consistent. I could go on forever, so I've got to stop myself. But I gave it an A++ because I think they just did an absolutely wonderful job. Shout out to the artists. Y'all did amazing.
Yeah, when we go to my opinion of the art, I absolutely agree with you. A all the way around. I feel like you brought up the box set, the rule book over here, which is the same as the core book, Charity of the Gods, all of those art really just tell you what the story's about, and it creates a mood and a feeling. So, and that's what it takes for me in the art area to say it deserves an A, is that you just know immediately the vibe. And, you know, even if you've never seen Alien, you can look at this art and know the vibe. And so, yeah. Okay, let's move on to system playability here. So, as the I don't want to say the GM in the group, but the person that GMs all the time, what I really like about it is it's very easy to pick up. It's your standard dice pool game in which, you know, you take your attribute plus your scale, put it together, you roll your d6s. But the catch, in which is what really makes it interesting, is the stress dice. So as your character gets more and more stressed with the terrible things happening around them, you get extra dice, which means your character has the opportunity to rise to the occasion, to do what they need to do to survive, or to panic. If you roll a 1 on your stress dice, and the more of them you get, the odds of rolling 1 go up. You then roll on the panic table, and that's what throws a monkey wrench in your plan. And depending on your current stress level, you figure out what it is, and that's how you're gonna get that classic Aliens moment. Game over, man. Game over.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
And I'll totally put that in right now. Right now, I think so. I think copyright allows us to do it for a couple of seconds.
If we can.
Yeah. Usually
if you see it on this video, it's fine.
So, that, I think, any sort of system that helps invoke the game's kind of feeling is amazing. So, A on my end. What about you?
I agree. As someone who hasn't had the chance to GM it yet, but really enjoyed my time playing as a player, it was extremely digestive. I was able to immediately understand, for the most part, what I needed to do and not feel intimidated at every single roll. Some games, I understand they're very crunchy, but as a new player who was trying to have a good time, it was great. And I loved how, even though it's this terrible, terrible, awful thing happening to all of us, it provided a lot of comedy because, as you said, the stress invokes panic. And I think watching your friends at the table play up their versions of what panic looks like is very interesting and enlightening. And for me, of course, I'm like, I panic all the time throughout life, so this was very easy and fun for me to do. But I mean, I
have stressful times. It just usually doesn't involve a xenomorph screeching at me through a hall.
Very fair. Very fair. But I really enjoyed it as a player. It didn't feel like this immense amount of dice to have to figure out and learn in this system. I could immediately jump in for this short shot and just have a good time consistently. So as far as the system goes, it was easy to read. And also, as the player, if I wanted to find out an answer from the book, very easy for me to understand and apply it right away. It was good.
That's the one thing that's nice about these starters. Yeah, excuse me, rather.
You're so fine. Yeah, but I also give it an A.
Yeah. The one thing about these starter sets is that, they come with a smaller rule book, so it's definitely a lot easier to find it because you don't have to get through all the extra stuff. So.
All right, number 4.
Ease of use? Yeah, ease of use. There you go.
Sorry, brain no good no more. Ease of use, honestly, I think everything was really, again, like I said, very easy to apply, even as someone who had never played it before.
Especially this product specifically.
Yes, this specific thing. The formats and the way that they laid everything out in the book is very easy to find everything. They did a really great job consistently making it simple to understand,
it also
to read.
Comes with all this stuff, the character sheets.
Yes, very applicable to a game. You can immediately use it. It's got everything you need in real-time gameplay, because I think sometimes in excitement people might buy a lot of additives which will add excitement to the game, but it's a lot of stuff to keep track of in real time. I feel like everything is just right, other than the GM screen being provided. But if you're,
that would be awesome.
But if you don't
but then
feel
it would just be more expensive.
Need to have that, everything is immediately very easy to use and apply to your game. And as a player, it just adds so much to the immersion. And I didn't feel like overwhelmed. It was great.
So what was the grade?
An A. I'm just giving A's all around. I find it hard to find fault.
Gotcha.
What about you?
Well, so I'm giving it a B here, and it's because of I would say it's a small quibble, but it's a quibble. First of all, it's an amazing product. You can pick it up and you can go. You open it up, it's got these high quality, high gloss character sheets, got item cards, dice. You can't see it in here, just got little punch cards for little tokens, so you know where ooh, there's something on the motion sensor. A big map, lots of extra stuff. So really, with this, crack it open, make some popcorn, play with your friends. It's also a horror game, and if you can get your players to really embrace the horror that you're supposed to die. When I played this first, I was the first one to die, died quite quickly, but the narrative is set up. There's a lot of replacement characters, so I died, and I quote unquote immediately respawned as another character in the room.
No one will feel left out. There is no fear of, if I die, I'm suddenly not in the game. You just keep going and going and going, and that's why it's fun.
Yeah, well, that's why it's easy to use. You don't have to sit here and try to think and make all these tactical decisions. You're in a horror movie. You're going to die, most likely. I died twice my first time playing through.
Yes.
You'd hear all that and think I would say A, but there is a rookie mistake free league. The Neomorph, which is the creature that you run into, the alien, Its stat block is not in the book. I had to Google it to find it. So rookie mistake not having the villain stat block anywhere. So with that, that's what I'm going to drop it down from an A to a B, but still very good.
And lastly, we have overall quality. You get really good bang for your buck here.
That you do.
For the amount of items that you get, just the 2 sets of dice alone, it's going to be $30 by themselves.
This
and
is
this
50.
is 50.
This is 50, and depending
50-ish.
on when you're watching this with inflation, 50-ish.
Yeah, but like you get a rule book, you get 2 sets of dice, you get tokens, you get
Chariot
weapon
of the
cards.
Gods, I believe, is
Yes.
as the physical product is about 10 to 15.
I
So
believe
right
so.
there, you're already at 15 plus 15, 30. You're making up $20. There are item cards that you can purchase later. So
you
you're
get
already
pre-generated character
Yeah.
sheets and a giant tabletop map, as well as the smaller ones inside of the book. Like, you get so much. It's good quality considering everything is paper. Obviously, when things are
Well,
paper,
high
they're more
gloss.
likely.
This is
but
a
like,
nice
but that was
glossy
what I was
paper.
gonna
Yeah.
say. This isn't cheap paper. This is clearly a high gloss. You know, the covers are a polyamorous, not poly.
The aliens are just getting everywhere.
What is the word I'm looking for?
I have no idea.
It's called poly something because it's
Why don't
a
we just skip
mixture
it?
of-
Use a different word.
But as far as paper goes, it's very high quality. It's a high gloss. It's a near plastic type of material on the covers. It's not going to just be looked at and rip in half and perish. But obviously, because it's paper, you'll have to be a little more careful than with a hardback. But overall,
Grade?
stunning A.
Your grade? A as well.
We're in agreement on pretty much everything except 2 things.
Yeah, we'll see.
Pretty
For
good.
For once.
Pretty good.
All right, so last thoughts, plus and minuses. I think I've already really said this. I'm going to give it a plus, that extra little bit to round it up. It's totally worth the money. Get your friends, sit down to play this game, recognize they're in a horror movie. They should go investigate that loud clang, and you're going to have a great time. So that's kind of my final thought. So I give it a plus.
Yeah, and of course, my final thought is I'm just going to reiterate how amazingly friendly it is to literally people of various gaming amounts of time. And if you're a new GM, this is a great start to practice GMing because it is practicing. It's a skill that you're building. They really give you everything you need to immediately let everybody have a good time. And again, like you said, get popcorn, just get used to the fact and enjoy being the horror character and just going through the ship. And if you do that, you're gonna have a great time. So I gave it a plus as well. I stand this game and this box set.
Okay, everyone, I think that puts our final grade at an A+, which I think is absolutely perfect for this. Yeah. You know what I'm going to do is throw in the alien little hiss sound when we do that. That's how you're like, yeah, whatever it is. Anyway, so I think, if the second edition's coming out, but if you can't wait for the second edition, go out and grab this if you're looking for just a good time. It actually makes at least 2 other box sets that I own, have yet to really crack into, but maybe we'll do that and review that in the future. So leave your comments below, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, baddies.